Hey you guys, welcome back to Rolling with Stone. So today is going to be another video on color correction using peach color correctors. So I had somebody ask a question, could I go a little bit more in depth about color correction? So for those who don't know the purpose of it and why I do it, I'll go ahead and explain why. So typically for coverage or to cover any dark spots, blemishes, whatever, you'll want to use a foundation, and foundation is going to even out the pigmentation and cover marks. Well, sometimes if the blemishes reach a certain deepness or a certain level of darkness, even full coverage foundation won't cover it. So when you put your foundation on, you'll notice that wherever your dark scar or dark marks like you see here, like on my forehead and the few blemishes that I have, when I put a full coverage foundation on, it's still, you'll see little gray marks showing through. It turns like a muddy gray looking color. Looks a little better with the foundation, but you'll still see that grayness coming through. So if you have that issue where you already use a full coverage foundation and it still doesn't cover 100%, you're gonna need a color corrector. And that's what the purpose of a color corrector is. Whether you're trying to cancel out redness, some people need to cancel out green. You can see veins, blue or purple, like dark blemishes and stuff like that. You'll need to use a corresponding color to correct out whatever you're trying to correct and then go in with your foundation. That way you don't have to worry about continuously trying to pile on more foundation, which is going to make your makeup look too heavy, too cakey looking, or at the end of the day, it still might not cancel out that color all the way. So if you do a thin layer of a color corrector, then you can go ahead and put your foundation on and you don't have to worry about building up so many products on your face and you still get a natural look. I'll put the link in my description bar on my video on how to do natural makeup but still cover acne scarring. But I'll go ahead and show you one more time just for those who would like to see it. And I'll use something different. So being that the blemishes that I have sort of a bluish purple undertone, I use something in the peach or orange family to cancel that out. A few products that I really like is MAC's highlighter in Peach Luster. It's a peach color, sort of liquidy. I really like that one. Another one that I've really come to like is Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, which I use the peach one at the top, which is coral, and this one is the deep kit. And coral cancels it out really good also. I just uploaded a video last week on using that one. I'll put the link to that video in the description bar also. One color corrector that I just picked up yesterday actually is the LA Girls Pro Concealer. These are very affordable. They're only about $1 or $2.99, and it's sort of like the same consistency of the Peach Luster, the MAC highlighter, and that's why I picked it up. It's a deeper of an orange color, so I'm gonna go ahead and for this video, I'll be using this just so I can see how it works and I can give you my opinion on it, but at the same time, I can show you guys a little bit more about color correcting. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. So I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this color is, it's actually called Orange Corrector. So all the little spots that you see, I'm going to go ahead and use this to correct them. So before I even blend this out, let me tell you something about this color corrector that I noticed. This is a very intense orange color. So for those who have really severe, like really dark, almost like black scars, this is what you want to use. Because it's so intense of an orange color, it will cancel it out altogether. Although, if you have scars that are like faint, that aren't really dark, this may be a little bit too orange. So when you go in to put your makeup on, you're gonna see a lot of the orange show through. I can already tell before I even put my makeup on. So one of the things you can do is, if you wanted to use this, I would sort of dilute the color a little bit by mixing it with your concealer, and that way it wouldn't be as strong of an orange color, and then go ahead and put your foundation on top of it. But I can definitely make this work. So I'm just going to use Morphe's MB23 blending brush to go ahead and sort of blend out the color corrector some. So if you have scars or blemishes or anything on your face that is easily covered by foundation, so whenever you put your foundation on, you no longer see the scar or whatever it is you're trying to cover, you don't need a color corrector. That's not for you. This is only for those who are trying to cover marks that no matter what foundation you use, you still see that scar. Now that's when you want to go in and start using a color corrector. Even those who have extremely dark bags or dark circles under your eye, and a lot of times if it's really dark under your eye and you put on concealer or you put on foundation, if it turns grayish looking or muddy, it still doesn't brighten the way you want it to look, you definitely need to go in and start using a color corrector. So this is blended out pretty good. I don't want to blend it to the point where I don't see it anymore, because then it won't cover the scar. You want to blend it out so that it can be smooth whenever you put your foundation on, but you don't want to blend it out to the point where there's nothing left and then it's not covering your scar. So this is about how you want it to look. And then I'm going to go in with my foundation, which I'm going to use Kat Von D's Lock-It foundation. Now I did have somebody ask me about this foundation, and they said that they used the foundation and it didn't really last, or it wore off really quick. This foundation is a full coverage foundation. This is as full coverage as it gets. And this foundation doesn't really transfer as much as most other foundations do, and it stays a really long time. So if you're having that issue, what you want to do is make sure you're using enough product and watch how you're putting it on. Because if you're using like one of those flat foundation brushes that's like a paint brush, if you're wiping on your foundation, you might actually be wiping it off. So what I like to use is a beauty blender sponge to go in and put my foundation on, and I'll show you how I do it, and with that I get really great coverage. So I'll show you how I do that for those who wanted to know about the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. This foundation looks great on pictures, and when and like if you're a person that films videos or does any type of videography or anything, it's a really, really pretty foundation to use. I'm going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit and taking the color Nude just to do some highlighting. I'm setting the rest of my face using Revlon's Nearly Naked Face Powder. So this is the final look. I just added a little bit of blush and a lip color, and that's it. So basically when you're color correcting, if you can't cover your blemish or scar, tattoo, whatever it is you're trying to cover, if you can't cover that with a full coverage foundation, then that's what a color corrector is for. Cancels out the pigmentation before you even put any color or anything on top. That way you're starting off with a neutral base. So I hope this video has been helpful for those who needed a little bit more input on what is color correcting for or how to do it. If you have any further questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave it below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.